I'm a unifier. I know people are going to find that a little bit hard to believe, but believe me, I am a unifier. Once we get all of this finished, I'm going to go after one person. That's Hillary Clinton, on the assumption she's allowed to run, which is a big assumption. We are going to be a much finer party, we're going to be a unified party. I mean, to be honest with you, and we are going to be a much bigger party.
That was Donald Trump last night stressing that he is a unifier and he's going to improve the Republican Party. So is this a new Donald Trump? Steve Rogers and Jillian Melchior are here to discuss. Steve, what do you think?
Donald Trump, in my view, has always been a unifier, but I must say this. The Republican establishment, Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, they're the ones who have continuously tried to divide this country, and they've succeeded at it. So we have Donald Trump now entering into the picture saying, I'm going to bring the party and the country together.
Jillian, what do you think? I mean, you're not a Donald Trump fan, but last night he certainly was very conciliatory. He seemed a lot more presidential, and he was, paid Ted Cruz quite a few compliments. Are you buying that? Hey,
no.
This is the Donald Trump once he takes the armor off. This is the real Donald Trump.
No, I'm not buying it. I think there are two ways that he can unite the party and unite the country. I think the first way is uniting the party against him, which is already happening to some extent. You see a lot of Republicans who do not like him and who are banding together against him. And the second thing is, he's a guy who respects Vladimir Putin. He's a guy who retweets Mussolini. I can see him becoming president and suppressing dissent, and that's one way to get unity.
Steve, what does she miss? What is she missing?
These are establishment talking points, okay?
No, they're not. They're absolutely not.
His issue with Vladimir Putin is there's a mutual respect there. He knows you've got to negotiate,
and a mutual respect for Kim Jong-un, and a mutual respect for Mussolini, and a very tender sort of relationship with the KKK.
Has the Republican... Well, no, let's not go there.
Oh, we did.
Look, the fact of the matter is that has the establishment, the Republican Party establishment, and in particular this Congress, okay, have they done anything good for America? They've crippled the middle class. They've destroyed the economy. They've wrecked our military. So you tell me now, who better than Donald Trump, okay?
You know, I think David French did a great job of addressing this today. He said that many of the electorate have confused this. They're not electing a leader. They're electing a middle finger to the politicians right now. We need to be electing a leader.
Why is it somebody else who's always telling the electorate how they're thinking and what they should do? I've heard a lot of those pundits on television say, you know, we're doing this for the American people.
But to counter that point, I think it's a very establishment perspective to say that you can't question Donald Trump, that he's winning right now. So if you've got concerns about him, you better just get in line. That is the quintessential establishment attitude.
I think it's great they're questioning Donald Trump. They don't like the answers. They don't like the fact that he's going to make America
I'm appalled by his history. I'm appalled by his racial preferences. I'm appalled by his use of illegal
What about, like, today, right before we started the show, I saw a tweet from Herschel Walker saying he's known Trump for like 40 years. He knows that he's not a racist, and you're hearing more and more people step up for him. As those things come in, does that make you feel better, or does it make you take a second? No?
No, absolutely not. I mean, we're talking about somebody who, not only the KKK thing, but going back to the 1970s, the Trump Organization, sued by the Department of Justice, had to settle for systematically racially discriminating in its apartment buildings. I think you're seeing somebody with a long track record. If it was a one-off, maybe you could say it was a misspeak, but he's got a history.
What other candidate outside of Rand Paul on the GOP side, though, has even talked about this election cycle, trying to reach out to black voters and Hispanic voters? He talks about that a lot, to the point where you wonder why the other guys aren't doing that.
Well, I think the Republican Party right now is more diverse than it's been. I mean, we've got 2 Hispanic, 2 Cubans. We've got Ben Carson. We had a female running. None of these were affirmative action candidates.
Real quick.
Charles, the Republican establishment is afraid of Donald Trump because they're afraid of the American people.
No.
The American people, it was said earlier on Fox that this is a quiet, organized revolution to turn America around.
Gotta leave it there, guys. Thanks a lot.